Hey guys, it's your girl Cree21 Boom coming back at y'all with one exciting singles segment. It's been a minute, it's been probably like 3 weeks, but it's hard getting these guys on here. I'm telling you, I'm trying to get women and men. If y'all ever want to come on my single show, hit my inbox, let me know. But I finally have a good guy here for y'all. Well, we're gonna get to know him together. All right, let me turn my phone. I'm already messing up with my phone. Sheesh. Um, But without further ado, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and then I'm gonna start my questions off. Ladies, gentlemen, anybody in the comments, y'all have questions, y'all can put them out there, and if he wants to answer them, he can. If he don't, he won't. No pressure. No pressure on Cree21 Boom Show. All right, so go ahead and introduce yourself, sir, and then I can get my questions started, and we can get it moving.
What all you need to know about what kind of
Just
information you want?
introduce just your name. Whatever your introduction is, whatever you want to say before I start my questions, because you're probably gonna give something I'm gonna ask you, but it's okay. So whatever you want to say to the world.
My name is Laedrin. A lot of people don't know how to say it, but it's like the medicine Excedrin, but with an L. So Laedrin.
Laedrin.
Yeah,
Laedrin?
Laedrin. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely messed that up.
I'm from Texas. Currently live in Nashville. I've been out of Texas since 2019. My job relocated me, but I'm constantly in Texas every couple months. So
Okay. You're originally from what part of Texas?
from Houston.
Oh, okay, Houston. Houston. We got a lot of fans from Houston. Okay, pleasure to meet you, sir. I'm sure I met you already. So let's talk about Slim. Where did the nickname come from?
People not knowing how to say my name, so everybody knew. Everybody that went to high school with me or graduate with me know how to say my first name. And then when I went into the military and came back to Texas and I started working and was in college, and then people couldn't say my name, so they're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna call you Slim." So then people would call me Slim. I wasn't a big fan of it, but then everybody started calling me Slim because they couldn't say my name. And even when I meet people, like when I met you, when you're like, "What's your name?" and I'm like, everybody call me Slim, and they're like, "Well, what's your real name?" And I said, "My name's Ledrin." And he'd be like, "I'm just gonna call you Slim," because they don't know how to say my name. So
Between the two choices, we're gonna take the easy one all the time. We always gonna take the easy one. All right, well,
right.
Slim it is. And I just thought maybe because you were slim or been slim all your life, that's why you got the name. I knew it was a story though.
I'm sure that's why that was a simple nickname to pick for me.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with it myself. My family don't call me Slim. It just happened after the military. Before the military, people call me my first name. During the military, people call me my last name, and then after the military, they just came up with.
All right. Question number two. What's that big age of yours?
I'm 45.
45. Awesome. And you said it, I think. Where are you from? And you said you're from Houston, Texas, guys. He's from Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
But you currently live in Tennessee, correct?
yeah. I live in Nashville.
Nashville, and you always in Texas though. You always travel back and forth.
I'm in Texas every 2 3 months because my family still lives there.
Janice says Slim Daddy.
Well, she's supposed to be working.
She does what she wants to do. All right. The number fourth question would be: do you have any children? And if so, their ages.
Yes, I have five. I have two girls, three boys. I have a 24-year-old, 23, just turned 18, a 10, and a 4.
Oh, why are you not with the 4-year-old mom, if you don't mind me asking?
We were together. We were engaged to get married, and then things just didn't work out. Never been married before. Not trying to get married to get divorced. So that's one of the reasons I've never been married. Want to find my one person that we're going through thick and thin. We're gonna make it out, and that wasn't the one. So we just co-parent really well.
Do you believe love is a choice?
Um, no, um, because you can't help who you love. You got family members that you love that you don't want to, but you love them, right? That's not a choice. You're not choosing to love them. You just love them. So I don't believe love is a choice. I think love is something that you feel. For one, you're supposed to love everybody. That's not a choice, right? You don't choose. You don't choose. Or they're supposed to. Not everybody do, but you don't. like I love everybody, you know.
It's not. So it's wait. Are we? What are we talking about? The Bible? Because I'm confused. You say we're supposed to. We
I
ain't
mean,
supposed to do
growing growing
nothing.
growing up, I mean, I'm from the South. I grew up
Uh
in
huh.
church. Yeah, I do. I grew up in church, so some of the stuff is, I guess, Bible based, but it's also how I was raised, and I was raised in that Southern black family where you love your neighbor and you love everybody.
Well, you
So
know, everybody
that's
wasn't raised like that, right?
no, I know that. So I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
I'm just speaking for myself, really.
Okay. 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 So your theory is you can't help who you love.
Can't help who you
I completely disagree with that, which is okay,
love. Hmm.
because this is why, in my opinion, that a lot of things are not working out because people are not choosing or keeping that word of I want this to work. We're going to make this work. I'm going to put the forth the effort. Choosing, I'm going to choose
You
you
can,
every day. I'm going to choose
I
to
can't
love you.
choose. I can't choose who to love, right? I can choose how I'm going to love you. So some people you got to love from a distance. I choose to love you from a distance. I love you. I want you in my life, but I don't need you right here with me because you're bringing me down. But when I see you, it's no hate, no nothing. Hey, how you doing? How you been? But other than that, I'm gonna love you from over there. That's a choice for me to do that.
So again, the part where you say you're not choosing is that like the initial attraction to that person? Because you're still absolutely choosing to invest
I
and
guess
fall in
I guess
love
it
because you
depends
don't
on what
just
kind of
say I
love you're
love
talking about.
you, huh?
Yeah, I guess it's depending on what kind of love you're talking about because you're talking about
Oh, I'm talking about
attraction and
romantic
everything.
love. I'm talking about
Hmm?
romantic love. Romantic love.
Romantic love.
Yes.
I mean, you choose the person, right? So it's not like I see you, Cree, and I don't know you from nothing, but I choose to love you because I can't choose to love you. I can say, oh, I love you, Cree. I'm
Exactly.
romantically in love with you,
Okay.
but I can't do that because that's not the truth. So I can't choose to love you. Now, me and you hanging out with each other, we doing podcasts together every day. You know, there's a attraction there. Then that love's gonna build. That's not something I chose though. That's something that I felt.
But you would have to choose to participate in said time spent
Maybe
together,
how
investing in
many
each other.
how many friends secretly love each other and want to be with each other but don't say nothing because they've been friends their whole life?
I don't
That's just
know.
a, that's just an attraction.
That sounds like another podcast.
How many people then went they got married and then somebody stood up and say you can't marry him because I've been loving you my whole life. You know how many people do that that you've seen before on
I
TVs or
don't
whatever?
know. I can't go off TV because TV is unrealistic. It gives you a unrealistic view of real life. I like to stay in reality, and that's based off of my experiences.
Getting to go on somewhere.
I've never seen that happen in no marriage or wedding that I've ever been into.
Me
I've
neither.
only seen that on
Me
TV.
neither. But
So you can't
I've
use that.
I've never seen it. I've never been a part of that where somebody stood up, but I've seen it on tape before. I've seen it on film with other people's weddings.
Oh,
Like, oh
okay,
my God,
okay,
look what this guy did, or look what this girl did in my wedding. And I've seen it more than
okay,
once.
okay.
And
I've never.
it's usually somebody that's close, like a
Mhm.
best friend, best guy friend, a best girlfriend, or a girl that got away or a guy that messed up back in the day and he knew he messed up. So it's usually somebody close to you like that.
I would even argue to say that if a person is holding on or harboring these feelings and not sharing them, they're choosing to hold on to those feelings. They're choosing to harbor those feelings the same way
Maybe.
they chose not to share those feelings.
Hmm.
So if they
Maybe they
are,
chose not to share them because of rejection. Whatever reason they chose not to do, they chose. So, but the initial question you asked me was, do you choose? How do you choose to
it's a
love?
choice.
The choice was to hold on to the feeling. The choice was not to love because
But
they could. It's not you're saying like that you can turn love off and on, and you can't.
no, what I'm saying is because I believe you can turn it off the same way you turned it on. So we don't think we
But you don't.
can. We
I
don't
don't
think
turn.
we
I don't turn
can.
love on. I don't turn. How many times have you? Oh, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know you like that anyway. But how many? Have you ever been with somebody and loved them, but you know they wasn't good for you?
Absolutely.
Now, could you turn that love off right then and there?
Now we talking difference now. Right then and there, absolutely not. The same way it took time to build up to that feeling, it takes time to get away from
Turn it
that
off.
feeling.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So The time you put and invest in a person causes you to most likely love them or fall in love with them. The same way you take that time, which is the choices you make. Because a person can love me and want to spend time with me and all this and that. But if I'm not spending time with them, what are they going to say? I don't like them, right? And then they're going to make a different choice and they're going to choose not to invest in me. So where I'm coming from is because I've experienced loving somebody who didn't love me back, right? So I've experienced that. But at the end of the day, I still chose to love them. I still chose to like express my love to them. I still chose to be that person I thought they wanted me to be for them because I felt that way about them. Now, when I realized it wasn't the same feeling, it wasn't being reciprocated. Yes, I still love them, but I definitely start taking the steps to disassociate myself with them and that feeling.
Right.
So in my mind, you can control who you choose to love. Now, what you can't control is that initial attraction. You know what I mean? And then you go talk to the person, and then now we talking on the phone. That builds the love because it don't just happen like that. Like you said, it don't just happen. So if it don't just happen, you have to put an effort into making it happen. It's sort of like you creating it. This is what we're creating. Now, we got off topic because this is about you up close and personal. But it's interesting when I hear people say you have no control because it's a lot of people who are like stuck on stupid in relationships or situations where they're unhappy, they're miserable, but because we've been together so long and I love this person, or it's usually other deeply rooted issues why a person stays in a place where they're unhappy. But I believe like when two people come together and get married, they should, and when they say that we're committed to one another, even when they don't feel like they love the person, they should still stay committed because it's the commitment that what you trying to hold on to. It's not
Correct.
I love you, I don't love you
So
anymore. I
before you
fell
get
out
it,
of
so
love.
before
All
you
of
get
these
into
things.
that committed relationship or committed marriage, then you gotta make sure that's you gotta make sure that commitment part is gonna sustain you, even if the love is not there no more,
That part.
right?
So that
So because
is a
because
choice.
because that commitment part is not gonna sustain me, then I'm not gonna get married to somebody.
Okay. Are you dating with the intention to marry?
Yeah.
Okay, that was one of my questions. It's further down, but since we're talking about it, I went ahead and get it out. All right, so let's get back on track. I left off on kids. You have 5 kids. You're not with the fourth one because y'all tried it and it didn't work out. Do you mind elaborating on why it didn't work out?
I don't. So. I mean, I don't know if one of your questions is what kind of woman I'm looking for, but what kind of woman I'm not
It
looking for.
is.
So, what kind of woman I'm not looking for is
Okay.
a victim. I don't like victims.
The
Um,
victim mentality.
we all go through things. I understand, that everybody's situation is their situation, and we live in a world now to where you can't speak on anybody's situation. You can't tell me, "Oh, you got to get over it," because I got over it. Because
Right, right,
my feelings got to be validated. This is what I'm
right.
learning now, right? And this is from past relationships and what I've learned from even my friends is that you can't just be cut and dry, right? You gotta, especially with everybody has a voice nowadays. Everybody
Hmm.
has something to say. Everybody's feelings get hurt so easily. So you take bits and pieces of relationships that you had, and that's one of the things I've taken. So um, everybody's valid, right? You have your life, and you were raised this kind of way, so you handle things this kind of way. I was raised this kind of way, so I handle things this kind of way. Now we get together. How do we stay together? It's not the problem is not getting together, right?
Right,
Problem is
right,
staying together. How do we stay together?
right.
You have your problems and your baggage. I have my problems, my baggage, because nobody's perfect. Now, am I willing to accept your baggage on as mine and vice versa? So you can control your baggage. That's what you're supposed to be able to do. I control mine, but sometimes the baggage kind of flows over. Are you willing to deal with the flow over and get us back on track and vice versa? And if you're not willing to do that, then it's not going to work. So meet somebody. She's great. She's what I'm looking for, obviously, because I proposed to her.
Hmm.
It was. I mean, having our son wasn't scheduled. It was an accident, but still,
Okay.
we have a
That wasn't the
responsibility.
reason you proposed.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. No. No. It wasn't the reason. But it happened. Um, it kind of fast tracked things, whatever. So get proposed to. I mean, propose to her at the baby shower, do the right thing, move her in with me. um, on pace to, become a unity and live as one and take over the world like you're supposed to do with your wife and your husband, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
things just took a left. The person that I thought she was, I mean, because she's great, and I think everybody's great in their own way. But I was looking for a certain type of person, and that's what she portrayed to be. But then that's not what she ended up being like 2 years later. So now
It took
I
a
get it.
left.
I get it. The postpartum, women go through postpartum, the depression. I moved her, like I said, I moved her in. I'm used to traveling. I'm a military brat. Then I also went into the military. I'm used to picking up and going. Shit. When I moved her with me, that was her first time leaving her family, like leaving her area that she was from
Okay, that's huge.
since she had. So it was huge, right? But I did everything in my power to, like, I would pay for her friends to come see her when she was down, pay for her family. I'm paying everything, right? I'm paying all the bills. I'm paying her friends to come. I'm paying her parents and her cousins and sisters, whatever she needed. I was, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's
Sound like she
perception is
needed
different.
counseling,
Everybody's
some
perception is
therapy.
different, right? So in
Yeah.
my head, I'm doing everything that I should be doing as
Mm-hmm.
your fiance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get you as comfortable as I can, because I can't do everything. I can
Right,
do what's
right.
in my power, right? I make some good money, so financially getting stuff done like that wasn't an issue, right? But then if it's always something, it's always this or that, or when you get mad, like you're not there for me. I'm for, I'm the only one working, so I have to work. I have to take. You're not doing anything. I have to take care of this house, the kids, and everybody, and yourself. I got to make sure your lifestyle is the same as when I met you, because that's what I promised you. That's what happens. So after a while, just start looking at a different lens, and it wasn't what I wanted. And we tried. It's not like it was just one
Did
day.
y'all go to
I
counseling?
just No, I did. Yeah, I went to counseling, but she didn't. She didn't go. You know when she started going to counseling? After we
After?
broke up.
Ladies, I'm telling y'all, y'all get a good man. Y'all need to hold on for dear life. Do whatever it is y'all can do to make it work. They're so hard. They're few, far in between. It's so hard to get a solid, good man these days. I'm telling you, it's just ridiculous. Janice said, Slim is a great catch, ladies. Great father, hard worker with a career, not just a job.
Tell Janice I don't need no cheerleaders.
I will not. He says, thanks, Janice, even though she's probably watching and can hear you.
Why is she
And
watching this? She's supposed to be working.
Letitia said there are circumstances which that commitment is null and void. Absolutely, and abuse is one of them. There's any physical abuse, anything like that, got to go. Drug habits after going to rehab and it ain't work out, selling all your shit, absolutely. So yes, there are grounds for getting rid of that commitment and go commit somewhere else. They might need to get committed somewhere else. Hey, Wizzo Talk. All right, so let's move right along. Can she have kids?
The woman?
Hmm.
Of course, I have kids. That's unfair if I bring kids into a situation she can't.
You will be surprised.
I've heard stories of it, and I've talked to women, and she was like, and like, been trying to talk to them, and they're like, you don't mind if I have kids? I have kids, and she was like, oh, because what you just said, like, oh, well, I've talked to
Hmm.
dudes and they don't want to talk to me because I have kids, and I like, well, do they have kids? And I'm like, yeah, they have kids, but everybody's different. Some people don't want to
Yeah,
deal with other people's kids. Maybe it's something bad happened in their previous relationship. So I
I
understand,
think
but
a lot of it. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but a lot of it is don't want to deal with the other parent.
yeah,
Um,
but if you have that issue with the other parent, but
right.
in my case, I don't
Uh,
have any issue with the other parent.
okay. Justice said, I think he meant mental abuse as the grounds to getting off that commitment. So like when I was dating and stuff, like my preference was to date a guy who didn't have little kids. Like so I just don't
Little
have
kids,
patience. I don't have patience, yeah, for little
yeah.
kids anymore. So
How little?
adult kids are great, but little kids, I'm sorry. I don't want to do teenagers either. But that's just my personal preference
Oh
because
no, you want the kids to be already grown out the house.
grown. Yeah, grown and gone. Like I don't at home, I just and I have a dog. Like And I prefer them not to have any dogs either. Like that's weird, right?
Because you have
I
one.
want my dog to be the only dog that they love on. I want to be the only woman that they love on. So I prefer no kids, no other pets. That is so selfish. Horrible.
You can be selfish. It's
Horrible.
all right.
But it's a preference. It's not
But I mean,
the
but it's
end
I
all
mean,
be all. You know what I
what
mean?
people don't understand is what your preference is your preference. There's somebody
Right.
that's not everybody's gonna like it, but you don't. They don't have to. It's your
They're
preference.
obviously they're not my person.
Obviously, that. So,
Right. Okay, so she can have kids. What about pets?
uh, I mean, she can have whatever she has. That's hers, right? Now, when it comes to certain kind of pets, I make that decision. Like I'm not gonna have nobody bring no snakes around or no. I really don't like
What if she
cats.
has like 3 cats and 2 dogs? Because this is really a thing.
Well,
That's why
I've
pets
talked
is
to
on my
people.
list.
I've talked to people before with cats and dogs and stuff like that.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I mean, that's at their house. I got a Yorkie here in my house, right?
okay, okay. You have
I
a
have a
dog.
little dog. I have a little dog. I'm not. You know, I don't shy away from pets. But then, you know, as the relationship progresses, you know, there's conversations that need to be had. Like, what we gonna do with all these animals? Are we gonna,
Right.
you know, downsize? Or are we gonna get a big enough place to keep all of them?
Right.
And you know, I don't really like cats on furniture. There's no way you can train a cat not to jump on the couch or the bed or the countertop. So it's just conversations that you have, and then the more you dig and dig, is either you know you're gonna get closer together to that person, or y'all gonna go this
Further
way.
apart. That's right. I like that. Justice said there is somebody for everybody. Yes. There is some truth in that, I think.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
that's absolutely truth.
all right. Number 6 question. I think you answered it. Does she have to be local and are you willing to travel?
Um, she doesn't have to be local. I'm willing to travel. I'm used to traveling. It gives me stuff to do anyway. So you know, what I've learned in this dating game is that you can get too comfortable with somebody right up under you. So a little travel sometimes helps people. Not everybody. Some people need you to be right there in their space.
Yep,
Others
that would
need
be
to be in
me.
your space for a tiny bit of time, and then you get to go, and we can
Yep. And we
chat on
can
the
breathe you
phone,
in.
and then we can miss each other, and then we come back and
Mm-mm.
do it again in a month. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
don't want to miss a person.
you don't want to miss your person. You need that person right up under you.
No, 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 no. I don't need them under me, but I don't want to miss them. So when I think about missing somebody, like I miss my cousins, I haven't seen them in like months. So I don't want to have. I don't
I
want to
mean,
miss
me
them.
and you could be together, and I can leave clean today, and tell you tonight I miss being with you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different
Yeah,
levels of
but
missing.
to actually experience missing somebody, it's like I don't want that. For me, that's sad.
Right.
So I don't want to miss you. Like I'm okay with not being up on each other, but I don't want to miss you, and that means like going weeks without seeing each other in months. I don't want to do that. All right, what's your zodiac sign, friend?
I'm a Libra.
Libra. Now, this is weird, but I have to put it on here because it's a thing. Is there any sign you wouldn't date?
Pisces.
What? I've never heard a guy say this. Give us a story.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
He will
My
never date
last,
Pisces, y'all out of there. Don't even come in his inbox.
my last 6 relationships were Pisces, like back to
So
back.
it's something about him you're attracted to.
Without me, yeah, my attraction to them is crazy. Even now, like I'm trying like the little online dating thing. My homegirl told me to get online because I don't. I've, I've only been in Nashville for 2 years, and I don't. I'm always at home with the boys because I'm a single dad. So I'm either
Mhm.
at work or I'm at home, or out doing stuff with them on the weekend, or I'm back in Texas or somewhere else. So I've been trying to, you know, go online and date, and even people that's matching with me, and I see their signs, they all Pisces. So I don't know.
Have
It's
you figured? So you
some kind
haven't
of
figured
attraction
out
with
what it is about
some kind of
Pisces
attraction it is,
that you're attracted to? You haven't
and
figured it out.
it's glorious. Like the first meeting and the attractions is good, and even if you know, even if we having sex is good, everything is great until like down the line, and then it don't work out. It just no. The initial year or months in advance is great, but then after we lock in and commit to each other or whatever we're going to do, you know, make plans for the future type, you know, what you're supposed to be doing with the person that you want to be with forever, goes left.
It don't work out. So you are Xing Pisces off your list. Wow.
Yes.
That is very interesting. All right. What do you do for a living?
I'm a supply chain analyst.
Whatever that is.
I uh
Uh,
I work for Cummins. You know Cummins,
what is
people that
that?
make engines, that make
Oh,
bus engines, that make the Hemis, that
oh,
make the
okay.
engines that go in trains.
Okay. Sounds like an important job.
So I
Are
am
the
in charge.
robots gonna be taking over?
What?
The robots.
No, not for what I do. I do
Okay.
and I analyze. I'm an analyst, so
Okay.
a robot can't analyze for real. They can forecast. They can give you a projected view, but they can't really do analyzation. But I am in charge of all freight. Can I do imports? I'm in charge of all air freight coming into North America. So Mexico, United States, and Canada.
Okay. Sounds like
So I
a
do
good
air and
job.
ocean. I mainly do air. So
Mm,
if you need anything shipped, I got you.
okay. Now, does she have to make a certain amount of money?
No,
Good answer. Now, what kind of person are you looking for? There it is.
no, she don't have to make a certain amount of money. I
What
mean,
kind of person are you looking for? And if you can't narrow it down, you can give me like three very important qualities that you look for in your person.
clean, nurturing, and complimentary. So somebody
Your
that
love
compliments me.
language.
My love language is physical touch and quality time.
Okay. You said complimentary. What you say?
Like somebody that compliments me. What I'm not, they are. I don't like folding. I wash
Oh,
clothes all
okay.
day long.
Compliments
I
you.
don't like folding clothes. So if you like folding clothes, then you match me. You match me. I like sweeping and mopping. I don't like vacuuming. I wash dishes. I don't like drying them. Somebody that compliments what I'm not.
I think that's huge. I think that's how a lot of people mesh because what you lack, I pick up, and vice versa. That makes for good partnerships as well. Now, do you possess those qualities already that you seek in your person?
I'm a single dad, so I think I do.
Okay. And what age range are you willing to date?
I'm 45, so 35 to 55. 10 years down, 10 years up.
That's easy. Good job. You answer this. Have you ever been married and how many times? Zero, ladies. So y'all can be the first.
If they're the first, they're gonna be the only, because to
I
death do
like
us
it.
part.
I love that.
To
But
death do us part.
you do know that lots of people, when they get married the first time, they have that same inclination. But maybe because you're wiser and you're older, that, nah, people still play games at your age too.
Yeah.
Hmm. I just wish you the best. I'll just say that and shut up. Because, you would think somebody older, wiser, they don't want to play games. They serious about what they say they won't.
I
And then,
mean, this is me at 45, right? Maybe it wasn't me at 35. Maybe that's why I've been married.
right,
Maybe I wasn't done playing the games or wanting to deal with people, or maybe I didn't have the mindset back then that I'm willing to stick it out no matter what. Because that's what marriage is. It's no matter what.
right,
So
right.
maybe my mindset, it wasn't that 10 years ago, but it is now.
So let me ask you this. Do you have to be married to stick it out and it be no matter what? Like if you didn't stick it out in your relationships, what makes you think you'll stick it out in a marriage?
I think if so, I think that if me and my youngest son's mom had got
Hmm.
married when we were supposed to, because I proposed to her during COVID, so we were
Hmm.
supposed to get married in 2021. And I think that if we would have made it past that, then we'd still be together. Because I would have stuck it out no matter what, and
Okay.
waited for her to change, or not change. I don't like using that word change. Waited for her to be who I thought she was when I first proposed to her. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Waiting for our lives to get to where I thought it would be.
Well, I could tell you this, like having a kid would definitely change you. Like, most of the time it's for the best. Like, I'm not sure how, it could go backwards, but I do know that it definitely changes you, like in a way
So
that's
we've been broken up. She moved out 2 years ago. It'll be
Mhm.
2 years in July, and now that we're just co-parents, like we're like how we were prior. I mean, without all the other stuff. You know, as far as communication, just strictly communication wise, we're communicate better. We're the best version of ourselves for our son, which is always
Which is
that's all
pretty
I.
dope. Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty
So
dope.
it's no
Um,
issues,
would you
no,
ever revisit?
no.
Why not, friend? And I'm
Uh,
just saying,
you talking about with her?
yeah,
No, because I seen I seen what she was, and that's not what I was looking for. Like I said, nothing's wrong with her. It's just not what I want for myself. So I don't need her to change. I don't want nobody to say I'm gonna change for you. I don't want you. I want you to be you because I'm gonna always be my authentic self. I don't know how
right,
to be nothing
right,
else but myself. And you showed me who you were, which is fine for somebody else, but not for me.
right. You should never get with a person hoping they change. Like that's the
Right.
wrong thing to do.
And you should never get with a person and try to change them.
Try to change them. Right. Both of those are just bad. Like if y'all can't mesh as you are, then it's probably not your person. And the problem with that is
And here
people be woke
I
people that
am,
ain't
and
single.
now here I am single because I wasn't
Right.
meant for
Right. I think you're wise in doing that. I asked you this already. Are you dating with the intention of marrying? You said yes. Uh, tell me some of your deal breakers.
it. Hygiene for one. It's kind of up the top of my list is hygiene. Hygiene is one deal breaker. Um, I'm
You
pretty
having that funky monkey?
I'm pretty funky monkey, funky breath, funky underboob. It don't matter.
Oh
Just give me
God, no
something nice.
funky underboob.
Um,
Morning breath is
um,
okay though, right?
huh?
Morning breath is okay, right?
I mean, I got morning breath. Everybody got morning
I
breath.
don't have morning breath. My breath smells amazing in the morning. That's
I hope you.
crazy. I make this.
I hope whoever you got says the same thing in the morning. You know, but hygiene being one of them. I'm pretty passive a lot. You know, I kind of sit back and watch things. So I really red flags. I see them, but I'm not gonna act on a red flag until I start seeing it more and more because you can be that person by yourself and then with somebody else and then change all that for that,
Yeah.
not for that person, but because you're not in that single atmosphere no
Right,
more.
right.
So I
Because
kind of
I,
like to
I
look.
believe it's a mindset. So when you're in a
Mhm.
single mindset, you operate differently when you're in a relationship
Correct.
mindset
You
because you have
know
to kind
things you do and say as you're single,
of.
things you're not supposed to do when you're not single no more. So
Absolutely.
I kind of sit back and watch. But like I said, I mean, the only thing that comes to mind right now is hygiene. I do like smiles. I like nice teeth. Not saying that bad teeth to
Deal
me.
breakers, not things you like, things you don't
Um,
like.
things I don't like are
You like
mm,
ratchet?
not really.
What do you think about a female that likes to twerk and like have half naked clothes on all the time? Like, is that like something that
Is
you
that
can see
something that she
you and
doing?
your wife?
Is that something that she's doing singly, or that's something that she's doing regardless of any?
Singly, obviously she's single before you hook up with her. So I'm
Not,
saying with
not
that,
all the time. Not
that's true too. God, that is so true. This is the world we live in.
not
But for
all
the
the
sake
time.
of
Yeah,
saying,
you
we're
think
gonna
she's
say
single?
she's operating as a single person.
No, I mean I come from I'm 45, so I come from a different time. To girls wasn't doing that when I was coming up. There was dancing, sure, twerking and stuff, but people were girls, not people, but girls were more private. They didn't Girls didn't tell you how many dudes they slept with. They didn't tell
Right. It
you,
left
oh,
something to the
I know
imagination.
this guy. I slept with him. Girls were secretive when So that's kind of world I'm living in. But I mean, you got to evolve with the world. So I mean, if I meet a girl and she has some skimpy stuff, 9 times out of 10, I'm not even going to approach that girl to talk to her. It's nice to look at, especially if she looks good, of course. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not. That's not going to be the girl that I'm going to approach. I'm going to approach the more, the girl that's not covered up all the way like a nun, but
Hmm. More
leaves something.
conservative.
Yeah, leaves something to the mystery, to the mystery and stuff. So
Jackie said, if I met her like that, I can't complain, but I won't approach her either.
correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean that's true because you can't just meet somebody and then later on when she's still that person, you be like, well, why are you doing this? Blah blah. You're like, well,
Right.
that's
And
how you
it's a
met me.
lot of that going on too. Like, especially guys that date strippers. And then all of a sudden they want them to switch their job. Like, really?
Because
I don't care how much money you giving me.
it's the
If she
mindset.
enjoy dancing, yeah, she gonna dance.
It's the mindset. Excuse me. It's the mindset that I can change that person.
Yep.
She's
I heard
she
a guy say that
he,
too.
and I'm not gonna say I'm not that person. I see a
Mhm.
girl, right, and I'm like, oh, she's cool, and she's only acting like that because I'm not with her because I don't act like that. So when she get with me and see how I act, she's gonna act more like how I act, which is not the
Mhm.
case.
That's
So I'm not. I'm,
definitely
I'm not. I've been that person before too. Oh, I got some money. I can move you with me and change your life and blah blah blah. Thinking that, oh, she gonna come in here and get wild, like, oh, this man taking care of me, he's a good dad, he buys me whatever I want to. I don't need to do this stuff no more. When that's when I met her, she was doing that stuff, so she's gonna continue to do it. So I had to grow out of that mindset too, like, oh, she's just gonna be who she's gonna be. I can't change that.
And that's really it. Because I've watched some of these podcasts and they talk about the women and saying the women don't respect their man because they're not changing. But if they were like that when he got with her, why?
Or vice
Why?
versa. I mean, how many women say he would be perfect if he just didn't do this? Well, that's how you met him, doing that.
I don't hear that. He'd be perfect if he just didn't do that. I don't hear that.
I hear that. My friends tell me that all the time. About they do
He would be perfect if he just don't do that. What, cheat?
cheat, sell drugs, lie. I don't know. It's all kind of different things.
He'd be perfect if he did. All right, that's another one. We're not even gonna go down that road. Like, I don't think anybody can be perfect. I really don't. I think
Nobody's perfect.
first time somebody say somebody is
You know
perfect,
what's
they'll
perfect?
find something wrong with them.
You know what's perfect? You and somebody else can be something that's perfect together. Nobody's perfect singly.
Create perfect, right? I like it. I like
And
that
perfect is perfect for
for
you.
each other,
Not for the world, for
right?
you.
For each other.
You are perfect for me. You need something from the top shelf. I'm tall. I can get it. You short. You can get it from the bottom shelf. I ain't got to bend over hurt my back. We're perfect for each other.
I like that. Now, does she have to look a certain way?
Um, I mean, she can't be ugly.
Letitia said if he wasn't an alcoholic, he would be perfect, is an example.
That's true.
That's a good example.
If he didn't smoke weed
Um,
all day long and play
so like
Call
what
of
does
Duty,
ugly look
it'd be
like to you?
perfect.
Because you like she can't be ugly. Like what does that look like?
No, I
Because
was just playing. Everybody,
okay.
because everybody's ugly is not the same person ugly. Everybody's
Right,
cute is
right.
not the same person cute, right? No, I just like. I mean, I like who I like. Um, I don't know.
You don't have like a height, weight, none of
I done
that.
dated. I
Hey
done dated.
Ranger.
I done dated somebody 4'11", and I done also dated somebody 4'9", 5'9". You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a height. I like who I like. I look. Do I look at? I mean, looks is what attract me for one, and then but your personality and your mind is what keeps me around. Because you can be pretty as hell, you can be uh, Ashanti or
You ain't
somebody looking
shallow,
like that
right?
and be a dummy. You know, like
Yeah.
that's not that the looks don't attract me. I mean, the looks initially attract me, but the looks is not gonna keep me around. So
Okay. When was your last relationship?
my son's no, as after my son's mom, I dated a girl. But I mean, it was only for like 6 months though.
6 months is not only like only is like 2 months, 3 months. When you get
I
6 months,
mean,
it's not.
I'm used to dating girls for like a couple years. So when I
Mm,
say like 6 months, I mean it was more it was more like we were I don't know. It was like a committed relationship kind
okay.
of
But
thing.
why did it end?
She was going through a lot. She had stuff going on, and she didn't know how to handle that. Plus, being with somebody, and it was a long distance relationship, so it just kind of fizzled.
Mm, that happens. Now tell me, why would somebody be lucky to be with you?
I don't know. From 6'3", make good
Are you
money.
6'3"?
You've seen me before in person.
I know. I'm trying to remember you being 6'3" though.
You looked up. You was looking up at me.
I don't remember.
You was kind of
Are you
intoxicated too.
6'3"? Because you know how some guys exaggerate their height. I don't know.
I'm
I don't
6'3".
remember. Janice, where you at? Is he 6'3"?
I'm 6'3". That's where's uh what's his name?
Detroit.
Yeah, I was about to call him his first name, but I didn't want to call him his first name. Yeah, where's Detroit at? He'll tell you.
I don't know. But he's 6'3", ladies. Anything else you got?
I'm 6'3". I think I'm a good dad. You know, I'm raising boys to be kings right now. Um, I have 3 degrees. I'm a veteran. Did 8 years in the Navy.
How do you treat women? That's what they really want to hear.
How do I
I
treat them?
ask. Don't worry. Y'all ain't gotta ask the questions. I got it.
I mean, I treat everybody kind. You know, I'm a kind person, so I'm kind. I'm gentle. I think I'm funny. All I want to do is help the next person next to me. So if it happened to be my woman or even a friend that's female, you know, that's just me.
Well, that would mean more to a woman than I got 3 degrees. I'm a veteran. What you're saying now, that's good stuff. I like
Well, I
that.
mean, some women want a dude to
They
have.
don't need to hear that though. Don't give
They
them
don't
that.
want. They don't need to
When
hear it.
men lead, when men lead with money, this is what I'm saying. When y'all lead with money, y'all get the wrong type of woman. I keep telling men that. You get the wrong type of woman. You don't want them in your inbox. You want some solid folks in your inbox. So, just my opinion.
No, you're right.
Now, does religion matter? Because we talked a little bit about that. Can she be an atheist?
Mm, It. I would say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but it's going to eventually matter because that's going to cause some kind. I think it's going to cause division in the household.
So it matters. You don't
Eventually, it
want to.
will.
You don't want to. Eventually, it matters. It matters to you now because you're not even gonna make it to the household. Because it's like you're gonna try to change them. Because if I'm an atheist now, what makes you think I'm not gonna be an atheist then? Like so, it matters now to you. So if you having that conversation, that it should matter now. If it matters,
Yeah. Uh, I don't know. I've never came across any religion questions before ever. I've never had like even people that's not religious. I've never met nobody that's. I've never dated anybody that I thought was atheist, but I ain't never not. I've never met somebody that had a problem. Like if I say, I think I want to go to church today. You want to go to church? I've never heard somebody say, no, I'm not going to go to church with you.
oh, okay.
You know, so even if they're didn't come from a religious family like I did, they humored me, I guess, or wanted to go to church with me, or didn't mind me asking them to go to church. You know.
Okay, so it's such it's a lot of people that's like just like fake and
Yeah.
facade. So if they was atheists, they probably wouldn't tell you no way. That's
I
not
mean,
something.
there's a lot of people in church that you go
Yeah,
to that are fake too. So what's the
yeah.
difference?
Well, it's a huge difference if you fake in church and you don't even believe in God. Like I think that's something you should share with a person. Or even if you say I'll go with you, but I really don't believe.
Or what if they ain't never been to church because their family wasn't like that? So I grew up in church. That's how my family was. So what if you
Yeah.
met somebody that? No, I
I just
mean,
think it's a conversation, but some
yeah.
people don't even tell you because they don't want you to know. That's what people
Yeah,
do. They hide the
and
precedent
when
that
does that
they're ashamed of.
conversation pop up? Because it's not like, hey, how you doing? My name is blah blah blah. Are you in the
Well,
church?
I would think before you even asked her about church that conversation would happen. Like before while you're asking, like, hey, are you a part of a church? You know what I mean? Like, because I've been invited to church a couple times and I've shared my thoughts, about church and the brainwashing of it all,
Mhm.
in a sense. So, and a lot of inconsistencies that led me to not believe certain things. So, and I share that when I got invited to said church. However, I still went to the church.
Right.
Didn't get anything out of
Like I
it.
said, the conversation pop once. I'm once we get to that road, we'll cross that road, or
Yeah.
we'll stay right there. Like
What I'm saying is whenever y'all do have a conversation and the person tells you, don't believe this, atheist,
Mhm.
you already know it's gonna be some division because you already know your grounding and how you want to
Right.
raise your kids. That's all I'm saying. So just trying to save people headaches and heartaches.
Yeah. But I mean,
Hey.
my son, my oldest son is one of them. I guess because his mama is one of them that thinks a different way now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's 18 now. He just turned 18 last Saturday. So he
Okay.
have his own mind. You come into your own space. You have your own mind. Just don't have this mind because your mom has her mind like that.
Right.
That's not how my mind is. But I'm not here to convince you or not. You're old enough to do your own research now, right? Just don't
Mm-hmm.
go out. I have two little boys. See, he got two little brothers. Don't go out there and try to convince
Kind of
them.
influence
Let
them.
them
Yeah.
let them make their own decisions growing up, like you did yours.
Yeah.
So if the conversation comes up and she is this way and I'm this way, you are who you are. Respect you, and I love who you are. You know, but you don't need to convince me any other way. I'm this
That's
way.
where the
And
problem come in.
if you
Yeah.
want to have no, the problem comes in when I try to persuade her or vice versa.
Right.
But other than that, if we're cool with that right there, if I'm cool with when I go to church, she's not on my arm, which I'm not going to be because a church is supposed to be a family thing. I
Not gonna
think.
be okay with that. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
maybe one or twice, but it's not like I go to church every Sunday anyway. So, like I said,
Okay.
we cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay. Okay. So you're open. All right. So how long have you been single?
2 years, going on 2 years now.
Now, 2 years ago is when the baby mama and y'all broke up, right?
We broke up in
So how long ago was a 6 month situation?
it was it was 2022.
The 6 month situation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All
Was
right.
it 2023? No, it was 2023. I'm sorry. It was 2 years ago.
Math ain't mathing, friend.
It ended December of 2023.
The 6 month situation.
6 month
Okay.
situation. So from like July to December.
Because you said that the baby mama moved out 2 years ago.
So I'm because this is 2025. I'm thinking we're in
Yeah.
2024.
Oh, okay. 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 What does your ideal date look like? So what does an ideal date look like with you? Listen up, ladies. If y'all got any
Um,
questions too, go ahead and put them out there while he's here.
a date. Um, they could be a lot of things. So
For
for
you.
me, an ideal date for me would be us going somewhere, preferably not too loud, so we can get to know each other. So the questions that you're asking me now, not all of them, but some questions we can ask each other.
Hmm.
Um, be in a space to where we're somewhat intimate, like close spot, not intimate like that, but like
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
we're close, we're talking, we're in each other's space to see how it feels because not everybody can deal with that, right? So I can
Hmm.
deal with you in my space, then obviously then I can take it further because I don't mind you not annoying me. So like a walk in the park, maybe a trail. Um, go to the gym. We can play basketball. Um, we can always hit a
I want
ball.
to be playing no basketball with no 6'3" guy. Get out of here. That's unfair.
I'm not gonna play for real. I'm just gonna be. I
Oh,
mean,
that is
we can
so
just
unfair.
we can shoot around. We can play horse. We don't
Okay.
gotta. We ain't gotta. I mean, I'm gonna let you back down me if you want to back down me. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you from backing me down. But no, we can shoot around. We can go to the gym. We can get some sweat going. But like I said, somewhere we can just talk. Somewhere we could talk. Maybe get some lunch. Grab
What's
some
one thing
food.
that women do that annoys you?
Off the top,
Mhm.
talk about their exes.
Okay. Don't do that. Women, don't do that.
I think one of the girls I've only met one person off
Hmm.
the little dating site. I've only met one. We went to lunch, and the whole time she just talked about her ex husband. I sat there and listened. I'm not rude, but
Hmm.
she asked me all kind of
That.
as a man, what would you as a man, what do you think he meant by this? Or as a man, so she was just asking
She
me
was
for my
asking
opinion.
those type of, so she's still curious about the
Yeah,
things he
and he
did.
was. They've been
She's not
divorced,
over
and
it.
he's remarried already and stuff like that. And they're going through the thing right now with they have a son, and all I hear is her side of the story. So according to her,
Right.
he's not a good dad, and he doesn't see his son when he's supposed to see his son, and blah blah blah. And then when his son goes down there, he doesn't do right by it. I don't know, just stuff that she says. Like I said, there's always two sides to a story, and I know that
Well,
because I have kids, and
right.
I have kids that I pay child support for, and I also have custody of kids that I collect child support for. So I've been on both sides of the spectrum, so I know how both sides work.
So let me ask you this, because you say you just listen. You don't share that. You don't want to hear that. Like you don't share that. That's distasteful.
Yeah, I'm not here to
How would
cheer.
she know? How would she know? She's
So,
this. This
so you
could
want me to
be
tell
like
you?
a deal breaker every
You want
time
me to
she
tell you
meet
how
a
she?
guy because
You want me to
nobody
tell
is
you how she?
telling her.
You want me to tell you how she found out?
Okay.
When she wanted to pursue further things, and I'm like, oh, you're not. I don't think this is gonna be. I mean, you're cool. We can be friends, but I don't think that we would ever be anything. And then she asked why, and I told her why. That's when I shared it.
Yeah, but you could have stopped it.
I didn't want. I didn't. That's kind of rude because it's gonna be awkward. We sit at dinner. It's our first time meeting, and then me and you are talking. I'm saying, hey, Cree, I don't like you talking about your ex. And
You
then
didn't have to say it like that, friend.
people, well,
You could have just
I mean,
say, "Can we talk about anything
I'm not
other
saying I was
than?"
going. I'm not saying I would have said it like that. But if no matter
Okay.
how I would have said it, everybody's different. You may not took it any kind of way. You might have been like, oh, okay, maybe I should stop talking
You
about
might
it.
have been shining some light
Or
on
she could have.
like,
What if she would have took it a whole different way, and now we just sitting in
I don't
silence because
think
she
so.
feel awkward.
I
It
can't
it heck.
imagine somebody taking it a different way. Like you're here with me, we're getting to know each other, we're trying to spend time together.
I can't.
Do
Well,
you think I want to hear about your ex?
I can't imagine somebody talking about their ex husband the whole time we having
It
lunch. It
happens because
happens.
people share experiences, but you have to let them know, like, okay,
Yeah, but
you did it how you did it.
to share an experience,
Hmm.
we have to be talking about that experience. So I have to be sharing something, and then you piggyback like, "Oh, this is what happened to me too." But
Well,
just
that's
to
what
come,
I'm thinking happened.
no,
No,
no, ma'am, no,
just
ma'am.
volunteer.
If I'm telling you that she was talking about, if I'm having a problem with her talking about her ex, why would I have talked about mine?
I don't know. I'm
It
just
wouldn't
trying
have
to
shit.
help her.
It would
Like
have shared
I'm
experience.
trying to help her help you. And just to let you know that that could have been a good woman for you, but because
She's cool. We talk all the time. It won't never be nothing like that though.
I find that a lot of times people do things because they're used to doing things and they might not have anything else to talk about. So hey, let me talk about this. Maybe I can get some insight from him about him with him. But at the end of the day, if that's not something that you want to do, I think you should shut it down. You should have shut it down. Like respectfully. You could have said, respectfully, can we talk about with a smile? Respectfully, can we talk about anything else besides that? Like I'm a
Well, for
man.
one, I'm
We're gonna
always
talk about
smiling.
somebody. Let's talk about this one right here.
I'm
I'm
always
just
smiling.
saying.
So like, everything I do is out of respect. So
Okay. I'm over it. I tried.
I
All right. Smoking and drinking. Are they deal
don't smoke.
breaker?
I drink.
You smoke?
No, I say I don't smoke.
Oh, you don't smoke, but you drink. So is
Mhm.
can the woman smoke and drink?
I
Because
prefer.
I can't do a smoker. I can't. I just can't.
I prefer not to her not smoke. I've dated people that smoke before. Um, I prefer them not to. I don't like you coming to bed smelling like cigarettes.
What if they do though? Is it a deal breaker? Is what I'm asking.
It's not a deal breaker, but
Okay.
it's not a deal breaker. I
Just the
prefer
preference.
if it's a girl that's smoking and a girl that don't smoke, I'm gonna pick the girl that don't smoke. If it's two
Okay.
girls that smoke, it's not like I'm not gonna pick any of them. I'm picking one of them. So
He's out here choosing, ladies. We're getting down to the last four questions. What's the best advice you've ever gotten about relationships? That you actually apply in your life.
the best advice I've gotten is that nobody is perfect. What I told you earlier, nobody's perfect. You come together to be perfect as one. So I got that from somebody, and I started looking at things differently. So I stopped looking for this person, this person, this person because nobody's perfect. Nobody's even near perfect. You know,
I know it's horrible, right?
people, we all are flawed and jaded. We all have our past experiences, especially at our ages. We all have been through things, and life didn't just molded us to where we are. We got grooves and all crevices of our bodies because of what life's done to us. So I need to learn how to respect your past and what you've been through, because what you've been through is the person that you are today, and that's the person I like, and vice
Right.
versa.
Right. We really do need to stop getting with people trying to change them, though. That's crazy.
Hmm.
People only change when they want to and for
Hmm.
themselves.
And that's
All
and
right.
that's how you know that's a good relationship, when somebody changes because they see they need to, not because you told them they need to.
Right. What would your friends and family say is your biggest strength in relationships?
I My biggest strength is giving too much. I give my all. So I'm not a quitter. I give I give my last to my enemy. So I guess my heart is my biggest strength. Me
Ooh,
opening up my.
enemies. Wait, what are you giving your enemies again?
I said I give my last to my enemy because I just give and give and give and give.
Why would you be giving your last? Why would you be giving your enemy
I'm
anything?
just it's just a
I want to know why you saying it. Why would you give your enemy? Because if you say an enemy, you know they're your enemy. Why would your enemy get anything from you? Don't just be saying stuff now.
because I have it to give. So
But you can give it to somebody that's not your enemy. Why would you give it to your
yeah,
enemy?
but what if I'm put in that situation to where it happened to be my arch nemesis. I don't know. It could be my baby mama that I don't get along with. I don't know who it is. My enemy is your enemy is your enemy. It could be anybody. It could be my sister, my brother that I don't talk to no more. Not saying I don't talk to my brother, but it could be anybody. It could be your enemy. And what if they need it and I got it?
They don't get it.
That's how you
But
feel.
they get it for you. They get it
That's
from
not
you.
how I feel. Yeah, and it's not
Well,
everything. I'm not saying I
that's
give everything to my to, but I just if I got it, then if I got it, I don't need it, then you can have it. I get it
okay.
again.
That's cool. I'm just giving you a hard time. What about weakness? That's your strength. What's your weakness?
My weakness is light skinned women. No,
You just knocked all the dark skinned women's out. God, why you do that?
no,
Jeez.
I'm just playing. My weakness, is probably the same thing because I don't know when to not give, so then I get taken advantage of.
I
So
like
it's kind of the same.
that. All right. Last but not least, what is something that you're working on to be a better person? And then tell us how you're working on it.
Working on my mouth. So
Mm.
I talk a lot of shit, right? So, but I mean, it's all in good. It's all in good fun, though. I'm very witty. I'm very witty. I gotta come back for everything. I'm smart. Um, so I need to work on because not everybody wants to. I play too much. That's what it is. It all boils down to I play too damn much, and I need to learn when to not play. But I think everything in life, no matter what's going on in life, I mean, laughter helps. I think so.
I agree.
Sometimes I get awkward, and I'm finna make a joke. We had grandma's
I
funeral,
agree.
and
Guess
I
who
need to
else played
know.
too much?
I need to know who put them shoes on fucking grandma at this funeral. But not everybody. That's how I know that I haven't met my person because my person will understand.
Yeah, I play too much too.
I play too much, but it's all in caring though. It's not never ever to hurt nobody's feelings. Never ever to do anything.
Right.
If I do, I
Always
apologize. I'm
love,
quick to
right?
apologize, but it's all love. It's always all love.
How do you have an opinion about poly
You
lifestyle?
know, I mean, if you can afford to do it and then you have the stamina to, then by all means.
Would you do it?
I don't think so. I don't think I have the. I don't even have the. I don't even have the patience to talk to multiple women at one time. Because if I like you, right? If it's you, Janice, Shannon, but then I like you, I'm gonna give all my time to you, and everybody else is gonna fall to the wayside because I'm more interested in you. Because not saying that's wrong with the other people, but I can't divide my time between all of y'all. I
I find that to be a very accurate statement. When guys are dating multiple women, the one that he's giving the most attention to is probably the one he likes the most.
Correct.
Period. I don't think there's any other way to look at that. So if you're not getting the time you want or think you should get, it's because he does not.
The
He's just
same
not
thing with
that interested.
it's the same thing with the women. I've seen all kind of memes that say when the person that you like call versus the person you don't like call, and then the way y'all be making y'all faces like what
It
you
is a
want.
human thing.
But
It's okay.
then
It's a human thing.
the nigga you like call you and you be like, oh no, I wasn't asleep. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. What you was doing? You wasn't asleep? No, I was just waiting for your phone call, knowing you was passed out. But then another nigga call you that you don't like. You be like, the fuck you call me for
You calling
at
me to
4 o'clock
tell
in
me
the morning? It's different. The same thing with man.
this
So
is true. That is a human thing. The one you like, you waiting for them to call, right? But that one you don't want to hear from, and
yeah,
then it's
so
usually the one you don't want to hear from that's calling you all the damn time.
poly makes things easier, right? Because you ain't got to go out and cheat. You got two women there, and they both do two different things, two different attractions, and they like each other. They get along. Just imagine a guy with multiple baby mamas, and all the baby mamas get along. That's kind of like a poly relationship, but that's
Mm.
never. It doesn't happen like that. So if I
You
mean,
know why it doesn't happen like that? Because there's a lot of lying and deceitfulness and manipulation going on. I swear, if men are upfront and honest more, they be able to have those type of situations.
women too, because women are more upfront and honest too. They probably be.
Can we
They probably
can
be.
we stay
They
can
probably
we stay focused? We was
they
talking
probably
about
get.
men.
Look, they probably get what they want and be in a poly relationship if they were upfront and honest.
Well, again, because men is the one that has the attachment to relationships. Women, sex, men, relationships. So if we're talking relationships, the man is the one that's leading with the lies. And I believe if he's honest and tell a woman up front, hey, this is what I got going on, and give it a choice whether or not she want to be a part of it, then it's more likely to be successful versus the woman. The woman does not dictate whether or not she can be in a relationship with a man. That's usually the man's role. So
Yeah.
just like we wait for y'all to propose to us. So it's not the other way around. Like the weird stuff that's going on now is just weird stuff. It's not normalized at all. So with that being said, give the ladies your information on how they can reach you, whether Facebook, Instagram, whatever you got, so they can contact you.
My Facebook is my first name dot my last name.
They
So
don't know your first name dot your last name or the spelling of it. Come on,
I forgot I
man.
put it's Laedron Hall, so LaEddrone. I'm sure I'm the only person named that on Facebook.
Probably.
Dot Hall at Facebook, and then my Instagram is Polo Slim.
Okay, they get that. Polo Slim.
Slim
All
with,
right,
with two
ladies.
M's.
Y'all hit that inbox. And I will definitely invite you back for an update if somebody's reaching out. He travels, so Texas, he always come to Texas, and you in Nashville, right? Do
Yes,
you
I'm in
plan on
Nashville.
staying there, like as your home, or
I'm a
you?
I'm gonna be in Nashville for some years, I think. But I'm gonna end up back in Texas. Oh, I think I'll be back in Texas within the next 5 years.
Okay, but you coming to Texas like within the next couple weeks, right?
I mean, I'll be in Texas on Friday next, not tomorrow, but next Friday, because my son graduates high school on Saturday.
Nice, awesome. Congratulations to him. So that
Thank you.
means I better see you at my live show, my live podcast show, All Emotions Aside, on the 31st of May.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Awesome. And
You
I'll
invite me,
also
I'll
have
be
you
in
back
town.
for a round table talk
Okay.
conversation as well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. Claps to you, and you enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right.
Ladies, y'all get in that inbox and let me know how I go.
All right.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night.